It was Christmas time in the city of Chicago, one cold, dark night. A blizzard was setting in. A little boy was selling newspapers on the corner. The people were passing by, trying to hurry home to their warm homes, where they'd be in out of the cold. It was so cold that the little boy wasn't selling very many papers. So he walked up to a policeman and he said, "Mister, you wouldn't happen to know where a poor boy could find a warm place to sleep tonight, now would you?" He said, "You see, I sleep in a box up around the corner there and down the alley. And it's awful cold in there at night. Sure would be nice to find a warm place to stay." Well, the officer looked down at the little boy and he said, "Sure, son." He said, "You just go down the street to that big old white house and you knock on the door. And when they come to the door, you just say John 3:16. And they'll let you in." And so he did. He walked up the steps to the door and he knocked. And finally a lady came. Well, he looked up at the lady and he said, "John 3:16. She said, "Come on in, son." Well, she took him into the living room and she set him down in a split-bottom rocker in front of a great big old fireplace, and then she went off. Well, as he sat there, he thought to himself, John 3:16, I don't understand it, but it sure does make a cold boy warm. Well, a little while later, she came back in asking him, said, "Are you hungry?" He said, "Well, just a little. I haven't eaten in a couple of days. I guess I could stand just a little bit of food." Well, she took him into the kitchen and she set him down at a big old table just full of all kinds of nice food. And he ate until he couldn't stand anymore. Well, after he ate, he thought to himself again, John 3:16, I don't understand it, but it sure does make a hungry boy full. Well, after dinner, she took him upstairs to a big old bathtub just full of nice water. And as he sat there, he thought to himself, John 3:16, I don't understand it, but it sure does make a dirty boy clean. Why, I don't think I've had a bath for my whole life. Well, the only kind of bath they ever had was when they flushed that old fire hydrant out and I'd go play in front of it. Well, she came in and she got him and she took him and she tucked him into a big old feather bed and she pulled the covers up tight around his neck. She kissed him goodnight and she turned out the lights. Well, he laid there in the darkness and he looked out the window at the snow coming down. Oh, it's so cold and dark outside. He thought to himself again, my, John 3:16, I don't understand it, but it sure does make a tired boy rested. Well, the next morning she came back in and she got him, and she took him back down to that same table full of food. And once again he ate until he couldn't stand it. And after he ate, she took him back to that split-bottom rocker in front of that great big old fireplace. And she sat down on the floor in front of him and she took out a Bible and she looked up at him and she said, "Son, do you understand John 3:16? He said, "Well, no, ma'am, I don't." Why, the first time I ever heard it was last night when the policeman told me to use it at your door. Well, she opened up her Bible to John 3:16 and she began to explain to him Jesus. Well, right there in front of that great big old fireplace, this little boy gave his heart and his life to Jesus Christ. Well, after he prayed, he thought to himself again, my, John 3:16. I still don't understand it, but it sure does make this lost boy feel saved. Well, I have to confess, I don't understand it either. Why would God choose His only begotten Son to come to this earth to die for me? And why would Jesus be willing to do such a wonderful thing? No, I don't understand it either, but it sure does make this lost boy saved. Amazing.